Hello everybody, how's it going? So I want to do a little bit of like an update video as to, what's going on with kind of everything, I suppose. Now this is going to be a bit difficult. So what I have done, and this may be a bit weird, but I've literally printed it. Like I've written text and I have printed it and I will read from this. This may sound kind of weird, but I just didn't wanted to make sure I don't forget about anything. And I don't know, also it gives me like a little prop, which is kind of fun, right? But yeah, I am literally just gonna read this. That's gonna be the plan. Wait, if I point the camera down a little bit, then you can like see me with the paper. Yeah. Okay, let's just kind of get to it. I mean, I've kind of written this. This will explain everything anyway. So, okay. So, oh, this is weird. This feels weird. All right. Hey, so this may seem a bit silly with me holding a little literal paper in my hands to read something to you, but I wanted to make sure I don't forget anything. I am in a pretty difficult emotional state right now, and this seemed like the best way to talk without getting overwhelmed or leaving something important out. So please bear with me. Over the past month, I've been asked two questions a lot. How are you? And how is Chroma doing? These questions are very much intertwined and very hard for me to answer right now. I've kind of stalled them. I've kind of, like whenever somebody asks that, I've kind of been like, it's okay, we'll talk about it. So today we're talking about it. But I've kind of stalled them for the whole month because I wanted to see how things turn out first and make sure I'm not hasty with anything. Now, February has come and gone, and I have to get this over with. Before I start, I want to lay out some rules as to how this text is to be understood. There are two phrases I will use a lot. Those are I feel and I think. Which, funnily enough, is actually the title I give this. I feel, I think. I feel describes my current emotional state. When I say I feel, I'm trying to communicate how things feel to me, disregarding whether or not they are objectively true. I wish that I could just tell my brain to not feel a certain way, but sadly it doesn't work that way. I think describes what I believe is a more objective point of view. When I say I think, I'm talking about what I believe to be more factually true. It's me trying to isolate my emotional state and look at this from a more intellectual point of view. I don't know if that makes sense. I probably just sound like some asshole, but that's what I'm going for with this. So, let me start by explaining what Chroma even is. Some of you probably know one of the things I'm about to talk about, but I wanted to make sure that I can clue in everyone that hasn't been around for the entirety of it, and also give a bit of recap to everyone that has. So, for about 2 years ago, we were working on Spark. Spark being the standalone version of OpenAngel Arena that we somehow got funding for to make. By we, I do want to make clear that I was just part of the team and in no way in charge. In fact, I deliberately chose to not be in charge because I felt unqualified for that role. I still had some voting power, but I hardly ever used it, and when I tried, I was always outvoted. In the project, I took on the role of game designer. This is always my role as it's the thing I enjoy the most and feel the most comfortable in. I can't make art, I can't program, but I can design systems and interactions that I think will lead to fun and engaging gameplay. I really, really love working as a game designer. It's incredibly rewarding and I always feel like I'm learning new things. It was around this time that I had an idea for a mana system for a card game. When I say this time, I mean pretty much exactly 2 years ago. I took some time off Spark to work on this idea and make a tabletop simulator prototype. this prototype ended up being the first prototype for Chroma, but I didn't know that at the time. At the time, I finished making it, then stashed it away and went back to working on Spark. About half a year later, Spark had run out of funding and, frankly speaking, was nowhere near a finished product. Describing it as playable would be more than generous. Originally, the plan was to continue working until the end of August, just see how far we can take the game. But at the beginning of August, after everybody had already been paid for the month, people at Spark were paid ahead of time, the other two heads of the project announced that they would stop working on it now. This came out of nowhere for me and for the team. It also put us into a bit of a weird situation with a team that had a month of work paid, but no real work to do. At this point, the idea of taking the card game concept I came up with and turning it into a proper card game had been spooking around in my head for a while. I had quite a bit of money saved up because I'm a very frugal person, and I felt like I had to make a choice. Try to make this card game thing a reality, or give up and go back to YouTube full time. At that point, the second option felt miserable to me, something I really hated the thought of. I discussed it with Mickey and we agreed to take this risk. So I hired the remaining Spark team and we started working on Chroma. I found some smaller private investors who liked the idea of the game, which helped us bridge to our Kickstarter. Then in May 2020, we ran a Kickstarter for the game, which ended up quite successful, raising over 100,000 euros. Finally, we released the game at the end of January this year. For Chroma, I had a few specific goals in mind. I actually wrote these down at the very top of my design document, and I have them right here. Although the camera is inverted, so you can't read them. But to kind of read them out, what I had written is, what is Chroma? In a few short sentences. First, embrace the digital nature. Second, atmosphere and art. Diversity, welcoming, comfortable, mysterious, bittersweet, story-driven. Third, no gimmicks, just solid gameplay. Fourth, help players create their own stories to tell. Fifth, a game of relationships. Low-stakes storytelling, keep it about the characters. Sixth, high skill ceiling, low skill floor, minimize randomness. Seventh, slick, fluid controls. The game should never slow the player down. Looking at them now, I think we achieved all but the last one. And even that one we didn't fail horribly on. The responsiveness of the game could be improved, but it's definitely not awful. In fact, I actually feel pretty comfortable saying that, out of those goals that we set out to make, even just looking at it now, I feel like we did pretty good. Okay. I think that's enough context, so let's get to answering the question. How is Chroma doing? Now, 1 second, I need to flip this around. So, in short, poorly. Since release, which has been pretty much exactly 1 month, the game has been downloaded almost 50,000 times. I don't know if this is a good amount, but I think it is. In total, as of today, the game has earned $5,430. From these $5,430, Steam takes a 30% cut. This leaves me with $3,801. While this may seem like a decent amount of money, it's not even remotely close to what the game needs to earn for me to be able to offer proper support for it. This is especially troubling since the vast majority of the earnings came right at release and has been dwindling since then. The same is true for the player base, currently sitting at about 30 average concurrent players and 500 daily users. It's way, way too low. These types of games require a certain size to function properly. There's a snowball effect in play, where having players leads to more players, while not having enough leads to even less. Sadly, we were never able to get the snowball rolling in our favor. Weirdly, I don't actually think that our business model was the problem. Considering the size of the player base, we actually made a decent amount of money. The player base is just too small. At this point, you might be wondering about what happened with the Chinese publisher. I told you that we would be working with Whisper Games to release the game in China. To be completely honest, I would like to know what happened with that as well. They actually spend a lot of time and effort making sure that the game has a proper Chinese translation. But then when they did their release, we saw basically no influx of players. When I asked them what's going on, they just acted as if everything was fine and perfect. But really, it feels to me like they didn't bother to try at all, which is weird given that they did try with the translation. One second. So, what now? Hey, Ashe, thank you. So what now? I had to let all the staff go except for our engine developer, Ennio. Ennio will continue working on the game for at least another month to work on feature improvements and bug fixes. The goal is to get the game into the best state we can get it into for long-term support. I have no plans to shut down the servers for the game. They will continue to stay up indefinitely. Even if the game ends up with no earnings at all, at some point in the future, I'll continue to pay for this out of pocket. I poured my heart and soul into Chroma, and I'm very proud of the game. So I'm never going to abandon it entirely. We will continue hosting tournaments to keep the existing community engaged. Balance patches will also continue to be released, not just for the sake of balance, but also to freshen up the game frequently. Sadly, a full expansion will not be possible at this point. There's still a set of 10 cards that will be released this coming week. Afterwards, the game will go into what I'll call long-term support. The goal is to be able to offer some sort of support for the game, even if it's just me working on it. At every point of this project, I always try to maximize our chances of making it or succeeding. The continued support for the game follows that same logic. I don't know what the future holds. Maybe another opportunity will present itself at some point in the future. I always tried my best to be a good and fair employer to everyone that worked for me. I tried my best to treat them with respect, kindness, and patience. I feel incredibly sorry for letting them down and not being able to support them further. This finally brings us to the second question. How are you? I am not well. I feel horrible. I feel guilty and I feel useless. I feel like Chroma is a failure and I am a failure along with it. I think Chroma is wonderful. I think that I made the game that I set out to make, and whenever I play it, I feel incredibly proud of what we have accomplished. In those moments, I look at the art and the lore and the stories and the gameplay, and I'm incredibly, incredibly proud. To this day, I think the gameplay design has received nothing but praise, which I think is kind of crazy considering I did what is really a task for a 3 to 5 person design team all by myself. If someone was to ask me on stream if the value of something is decided purely by its commercial success, I would instantly answer no. Despite that, I feel that the commercial failure Chroma ended up being is a reflection of all my abilities. At this point, I need to truly draw the curtains on spending more money on the game though. I have sunk so much money into it that we are now nearing the point where if I spend any more, it might impact Mickey and her studies. She's currently working on getting into university, and under no circumstances will I ever do anything to put that at risk. That is where I draw the line. I need to focus on getting our finances stable and solid again. I owe her that. Yeah, there's more. Sorry. Something that has been a trigger for me recently is people telling me what I should have done. I would like to address the major points right now so it's out of the way. First, you should have hired a UI designer. I did that. That was one of the very first things I did. We started development in early August, And by late August, we had a UI designer on staff. You should have advertised. I did. I did advertise for both the Kickstarter and the release of the game. You should have hired a marketing company. I did. You should have reached out to streamers. I did. We got ignored and we can't afford to pay the bigger streamers' fees. You should have reached out to gaming news outlets. I did. We got ignored. You should have set more money aside for marketing. Then the game wouldn't have gotten finished at all. You should have gotten a publisher. I tried my heart out to find one. But after being played with by them for too long, I just couldn't do it. Multiple times we had publishers agree to come on board only to pull out last minute. Eventually I just ran out of time. There are more, but you get the point. This may seem like a weird request, but please don't tell me what I should have done. It's not helpful, and at this stage all you're doing is hurting me. I'm sorry for my behavior in response to these kinds of messages, since I understand they're often well-intentioned, but I'm already beating myself up enough about what I should and shouldn't have done. I can't deal with other people doing it on top of that. I feel guilty. I roped other people into this. I got investors that spent their money on this project, and at this stage that money can only be considered lost. They placed their trust in me and I let them down. I feel like I somehow need to pay them back, but I can't. I think that I was always honest and transparent with them. I think that I explained the risks clearly and never pretended this was a certain success. I even refused investors because I felt like the risk for them was too big. So what now? I'm planning to become a full-time streamer. I've already been streaming a lot, and to be completely honest, I've been really enjoying it. It's really fun. Earlier I described how doing YouTube full-time wasn't something I wanted to do, but it's been a few years since then, and honestly, right now, it seems like such a low-pressure thing that even just thinking about it gives me relief. I didn't write this here, but honestly, like recently, like when I just have nothing to do, my first instinct is to like try and like, should I stream right now? You know, maybe I can stream right now. And I really like it. It's really fun. However, my focus will be on streaming as my type of content has really shifted to Twitch over the years. That doesn't mean there won't be YouTube content. Of course, there will be just as much YouTube content as before. I'm not going to break my daily streak now. Don't be silly. However, right now, I don't think I'm mentally healthy enough to fully dive into it yet. A little while ago, I wrote a document in which I said I'd start full-time streaming properly in April. Properly. I gave myself some time to get better. Looking at that date now, I don't think and feel that will be enough. I'm not sure how long it'll take until I feel strong enough. We'll just have to wait and see. Honestly, I'm not even entirely sure what proper streaming means in this context, but just bear with me. I still want to make games. My ideal life right now has me doing streaming and YouTube full time, and then on the side, I'll occasionally release a small little game. And when I say small, I do mean small, nothing like Chroma, nothing on that scale again. Games smaller than even Disasters, just tiny little indie projects, whether they be digital or physical, you know, whether they be board games or, you know, like video games. This is, however, where I am terrified. I feel scared that people have lost faith in me and my ability to design games. I feel like people are going to look at Chroma and say, why would we trust this idiot to make anything? This game doesn't have any players. I think that hopefully this isn't true. I hope that going forward you will still support my games. I hope Chroma's gameplay, mechanics, and design which is where you can see a reflection of my work and abilities, will be looked at with appreciation. This may come across as arrogant, but I think those elements are absolutely rock solid and can compete with anything in the genre. If Wispy, who I've worked with for both Chroma and Disasters, wants to make a small little indie game with me. Its current work in progress title is Alex, and we are thinking of doing a Kickstarter for it sometime in the next few months. The thought of that makes me feel scared, as if Judgment Day is coming, but I really, really love making games. It's so fun and rewarding, and I'm just praying I haven't lost your support. As for streaming, once I feel ready, I want to explore games other than Dota. I've always felt unwelcome in Dota. And recently, many of the worst elements of the Dota community, like its hostility towards women and minorities, have really started to bother me. This also terrifies me, since I've been attached to Dota for so long, and this will definitely cost me a large part of my audience. I also currently have no idea what I would even want to do instead. I've said this before, but I think I'm a good streamer that makes content hardly anyone cares about. I'd like to find something that people actually care about. I would also like to find some friends, colleagues, other streamers I can hang out with and play some games with. Maybe someone to play some D&D with. For the moment, don't expect anything to change. I want to focus on myself for a while. I want to focus on my physical and mental health. I've been eating much better. I've been taking daily walks and making sure I get enough sleep. As soon as the gyms open back up, I want to get back to the gym, and I need to get a haircut, which I actually wanted to do today. But then they told me I need an appointment. I can only do it tomorrow. So I'm going to get a haircut tomorrow. I need to come to terms with Chroma not being the most important part of my life anymore. I need to let go of my fears and paranoia. This will all take time, and I need to make sure to give myself this time. Thank you for listening to this. I know I don't always show it, but I truly appreciate all of you. Thank you for always supporting me and my silly endeavors. Yes, that's it. That's what I wrote. I have a written version of this, but I'm gonna put it in the link in the description of this video, and you can just read it there. If you don't want to. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I wanted to say. I don't really have anything else. If anybody has any questions, I guess right now would be the time. I kind of ignored the chat while I was reading that because I didn't want to be interrupted. But yeah. If you ever need someone to play with in the evenings or D&D game, you just have to ask more or something. Thanks, Chais. Yeah. All right. Have you considered game jam streams? I don't think I'm useful for that kind of stuff because I don't work that quickly. I don't know. So yeah. I guess. Question: apart from Pokemon Minecraft, which game is on your mind? I don't know yet. That's kind of like a thing. Like I know I said I want to do like content, and I just don't know what. I don't know what. This is actually like a big problem I'm having right now. I wrote this really. Okay, I guess I can show you really quick. But here I wrote this. Right, I wrote this really, it's 10 pages long. This kind of what is essentially a design document on streaming and myself. And the big question that is remaining at the end of it is that I kind of feel comfortable with all of my analysis, and I know exactly what I want to do and where I want to go with it. I just don't know what content to make. I have no idea. I don't know what to do. All right. These charming, cool little physical games. I really, all my friends love this ask me, would very much love to get more fun. Also, the one thing I want to ask of you is please announce your project early enough so I can get my friends hyped up. So right now, like the next game project, I guess, would be the thing with Wispy. But that's just a video game. I would like to really make board games. I think board games sounds like a lot of fun, but I also think it would be fun to make a really small, tiny little indie game. But yeah. Anyway, I think that's that. I think that's really all I have to say. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So for now, to kind of like repeat, don't expect anything to change. Like for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep uploading like a Dota bot a day, or like some custom year Clash, or maybe like every once in a while we'll do something else, right? And for Chroma, there's still a bit of work I need to do. But then, like we'll try hosting tournaments. I don't know if people are even gonna play, right? But if they are, if people, like, let me put it this way: if people want to have tournaments, then me and Mickey will make sure that there's going to be a tournament at the end of every month. I'm not promising that I'll stream it, but we can do that. Yeah. Okay, I think that's pretty much done. Hey.
I may speak for most of your viewers. We are so proud of you. We know there might be failures here and there, just like watching a child grow up
Hey,
and
I'm not
step
a
out
child.
to the world. Regardless, or regarding so, we are proud of you, and will stay supporting you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, I think that's it. All right. Yes. This may sound a bit silly, and this may sound a bit exploitative. Sorry. But if you are wondering like what you can do to like help out, if that's something you want to do, the best thing to do is just to subscribe to my Twitch channel. Because frankly speaking, the thing I need the most right now is money. I know that sounds kind of like who doesn't need money, but yes, that's pretty much it. I don't know how else to put it. There's no nicer way of putting it. Thanks, Bob. Thanks for the Twitch Prime. Hey, Tripper. Thanks for the Twitch Prime. Yes, right. Like the Twitch Primes, those are free. But yeah. Same. Yeah. Hey, not school 1, 2, 3. Of course, if you can't subscribe, don't worry about it. I'm just kind of like saying, oh my god, Dr. Teaspoon just gifted what, 20 subs? All right, maybe chill. Okay. All right, I don't have anything to say. Thank you so much, guys. Oh man, I tried so hard with Chroma. Oh. I tried so hard. I think. Hey, Flair and Todesschnitzel, thanks for gifting us up as well. But it's just. Oh no. Hello, what's up? You okay? Yeah, it's okay. What's up? Well, I'm nearly done with this. Oh. Okay, hello. I honestly felt like, I know writing it was a bit silly, but like I didn't know how else to like bring it, not forget about stuff. You know? Although I ran out of paper, so what I had to do is
on sticker paper.
No, I didn't print it on
God,
sticker
God,
paper.
yeah.
I double printed it. So I had to print it one side and then shoved it back in the printer to print it again because we didn't have enough paper. That was the problem. I didn't have enough paper.
There's so many subs.
Oh man, thank you very much. Now we can buy paper.
Yay!
Okay.
But so from somebody who has been around, and I tried my best to work on chromas to the best of my ability. I didn't always do the best that I could because things have been difficult. I have school and stuff. I wish that I had been able to do better and that I was better at social media because actually I suck at that and that was actually my job. So thank you for everybody who's gifting subs.
Okay, but
But like if financial success reflected the actual amount of work that was done, then we would be millionaires because
okay. I mean that just
Not
because
me,
you did
just
work
you.
doesn't mean that
Not-
it's
no,
good.
no, like so like I don't know. I want everyone to understand that like, you know, some people are like, oh, you know, I tried my best, but they actually tried like half their best at most. But I have seen 2 years of blood, sweat, and tears,
Okay.
and getting up at 8 o'clock in the morning and working till 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
oh, chives.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Flair, Tode Schnitzel, Just Omar, Chais, Das Fu, Just Omar again, and Chais again.
Chives again. Thank you, chives.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's really, really comforting, I guess, to have the subs because, yeah, like,
Well, it's not comforting. It's just need money.
well, that's the thing is that, like, something that you're stressing about is, like, if Chroma ate a lot of our savings, and by ours, I mean his, because I don't have savings.
She doesn't have any
I
money.
don't have any. I have $600 of tips, but that's in like a different bank account, and not really that much anyway.
Isn't it no money coming from there? It's all me.
Absolutely. Holy shit. 10 subs.
Hey, Greenie and Nosp1, thank you very much.
But it's just like Chroma ate so much of our bank account. So it's been really like kind of stressful because we are used to having a big kind of buffer of money behind us and knowing like, oh, it's okay, you know, if anything happens, like any given
What are
situation,
you saying right now?
then it's fine.
We're still fine.
We're fine.
I didn't compromise our emergency fund. I wouldn't be that stupid. That's where I drew the line. That's
Yeah.
even what I said.
I know.
Right?
Yeah, but
Like,
we
it's
usually
fine.
have.
Okay, come. It's okay.
alright,
Now
alright.
you're just being silly. Now you're just somehow bragging about how much money
How much
we
money
don't
we
have.
don't have.
No, okay, you're not. This is why I wrote this down first. Thank you, Chais. Okay, honey, all right, it's time.
Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye. It's time to go. It's time to
I tried.
yeah, this is why I wrote it down first.
Things.
This is why I wrote it down first. Because the way you were phrasing things, it sounded like, oh, we have all the money in the world.
Well, I don't want to be like, we're starving. Please give us money. But I
We're
also
not
don't
starving. I never
We're
said
starving. No, we're not. But
that. No, we literally can't buy paper. That's why I didn't have enough paper.
yeah, it's definitely the financial aspect of
That's
the
the-
2 euros worth of paper.
That's why I didn't have enough paper.
Exactly.
I can't buy paper anymore. All right, goodbye. Okay. All right. Hello, Just Omar 2121. Thanks for gifting a sub as well, and 80 Toxic NL. Thanks for the $15. We'll get you some paper and a hairdresser's appointment. Now I already have the appointment.
Here's the money.
Thank you. Guys, we don't need paper. We have paper. Well, actually, we don't have paper. I guess we do need paper. Oh, I'm not good at this. Oh, man. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Goodbye, guys. Thank you, Nosbon, and thank you, Straka, and thanks, Fen, mister. And now I feel like I need to wait here until this is all ticked out, because else it's just kind of being not fair. Where are we? Retro beef. Oh, there we are. Okay, I find. Right now we're in Chai subs. Medusa's Gates, thanks for gifting 5 subs. What's the goal? I said for 700 we do the lasagna stream. That's what I said. Now I gotta be completely honest. I have no idea how to set up the lasagna stream and how that would work out. So you gotta give me like that's. I wasn't prepared for that to like, you know. Yeah. But what I also really want to focus on, I guess I can talk a little bit right now since we have him on. What I really want to focus on is I want to also focus on our community here again. You know, like I've been doing that. I've been pushing, I've been saying, you know, join the discord.gg/Baumi so we can hang out. And I don't say that, I don't lie. I don't say that lightly, you know. Like, I've never pushed you into that Discord. That Discord has existed for the, like, past 3 years. And when have I pushed you there? Never. Because it's not been relevant. But I'm doing it now because it's now relevant again, you know? And because I want people to join so we can have some fun together. That's why. So we can play Minecraft. And so we can, you know, figure out what other games we can play. All right? So, yeah. Anyhow. Why is everybody... Now you'll never run out of paper. Thank you, Straka, Fiend, Mr. Monster Kai, Medusa's Gaze, and Mario at No Man. Get the paper you will need for I Will Be Your DM. Everybody... Alright. I didn't expect the paper to be such a big concern of yours. Hey, Chais. Thank you, Chais. But I've also been like, you know, like I've been working on making this stream here be better. You know, I've got myself this little stream deck so I can like easily change scenes like this. You know, you see how it just, I don't have to like move my mouse and manually click stuff. I can just
open Twitch now as you started this stream. While I may not have agreed with you on everything, I love the endless passion you've always had. Valheim is also good to play with a party of friends.
Thank you very much, Greenie. I heard a lot about Valheim, although, I don't know. Right now, it's been a bit difficult to do, like, something new. Does that, you kind of get me there? Okay. Any chance you can answer my Discord DM? Oh. Wispy. Wait, 1 second. Okay. Okay. Guys, he needs the paper first before getting to our games on the lasagna stream. Yeah. Not to comment on the money/paper situation, I'm incredibly proud of you for taking care of yourself, emotionally and physical. That shit's hard and important as fluff. I hope you'll get through this all and emerge happier than before. Thank you very much. Yeah, no, I don't, like, this is what I've been doing these past 2-3 weeks, is I've been really focusing on my physical health. You know what I mean? Because I think focusing on my mental health right now is kind of just difficult, because I can't, there's only so much I can do, right? But I always believe, this is my opinion, right? Is that like a healthy mind is in a healthy body. Not necessarily always all the time, right? But like if you it increases your chances. So I want to make sure that I physically feel better, because that's something I've really, with the pandemic, with being so busy with Chroma, I've just had let it slide. You know, I've been eating not very well. I've been eating too much. I've not been getting any exercise. I've been sleeping too little. You know, it's just all compounds. And over the past 2 weeks, past 3 weeks, what I've done is I've had a very strict meal plan. I've been sticking to it. I've been very strict sleep schedule. I've been sticking to that. I have had very I've been going for walks every day, just even a little bit, just in the morning, I go for a walk. And like, just, this may sound silly, but like, even just stuff like making sure I shower every single day, which wasn't something I was necessarily doing. But it just makes me feel a lot more.
Go get yourself some
I don't
paper
know,
and
you
a
know what I mean?
hairdresser's appointment. Smile.
As my bigger buddy said, Chris, what's your address? I'll send you trees which can be ground and turned into paper. I don't
Goodbye,
need
paper.
that much paper. I don't need that much paper, okay? The problem with the paper is less of a... Okay. Paper's not that expensive. Thank you very much, everybody, though. Here's Chewy, Kinlar, thank you all. I'm checking where we're at right now. Okay, we're at Straka right now. Thank you so much, Straka. I am fine. If it isn't that expensive, how come you ran out of it? Shut up. I don't use it that much. When do you use paper? It's 2021. When do you use paper? Man. All right. Okay. Anyway, I feel a bit silly because I'm just kind of sitting here like letting that happen over there, but I feel like I owe you that at least. I need to do my freaking home office exams on paper and scan it and upload it with Teams. What?
Chroma is so good. I
That's
have been
weird.
extremely impressed with the gameplay. Have made dozens of different decks and played almost every day. We love it.
Well, I'm glad, Van Mister. That's very good to hear. Yeah. Again, I'm really proud
Now
of
you will never
that.
run out of paper.
Thank you, Monster Guy. We send you enough paper, you'll be able to lift it and not waiting for Jim's to re-up. No, so the gym in particular is a really important thing for me, right? It may sound weird, but like I could just, maybe get some exercise equipment and start exercising here, or just do body weight exercises, But honestly, that doesn't work for me. For me, it's really important to have like a place that's dedicated to it. Right? I like having a place that is just like, I don't do anything else here. There's nothing really I can get distracted by because this place is dedicated to one thing. It's to getting some exercise, right? So I go to the gym to do only that, right? And that's what works really well for me. While just doing it at home, I've tried doing exercise at home. And I get distracted, I want to like, oh, there's the cat, say hello to the cat. Oh, well, no, I missed the timing, Wait, I got a message on Discord, gotta go deal with that really quick.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
I don't have much, but I can spare a sub to you.
Thank you very
Get
much.
the paper you will need, for I will be your DM.
So much paper. But yeah.
I think your struggles are more difficult than ours, because your works are known publicly while ours are personal and private. But your struggle aren't worse than our and ours careers. We will fall sometime and we will look at you and stand up following you.
Yeah, I'm not giving up.
We are not a community. We are a family.
Hey, thank you. I will, like, that's something that for sure, I'm like, I'm not
Long
done.
time viewer here, with multiple
I have
startups.
things to do.
It's so hard when you put that much of everything into something that doesn't work like you want it to. Keep your head up. You've got a ton of people supporting you as you keep progressing.
Thank you, Kinna. Appreciate it. And thank you, Pika Buddy. Thanks for the 100 bits. Okay. We've actually made it through that. Thank you so much, everybody. That's very kind of you. And I think with that, I'm gonna like stop the recording here. Sorry, I know this was probably not the most entertaining video for today, but I just kind of have to get this out, right? Okay. All right. I guess there's that. I will see you guys tomorrow, like always. And thank you very much for everything.